To try to do a project. This is going to be either amazing or a fail, but I have this stool and I've had it for a long time and it was like really cheap. I think it was from like Five Below or something like that, but it was like $5. But as you can tell, where I've been sitting on it, the stuff is kind of like worn down a little bit. So it just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as fluffy. And I want to try something new. So my plan is to take some fabric, cover this little furry part, and then for the stool legs, I want to paint them gold just to add some pizzazz to it. And either it's going to look amazing or it's going to look like crap. But either way, let's do it together. So here's another look at the stool. It's 3 legs. This is how it looks beforehand. Just a little small one, not super. But you know what? It's actually very durable because I sit on this thing all the time and it's never done me wrong. But yeah, that's how she looks. The fabric, I didn't want to buy any fabric because, you know, buying fabric can be expensive. So instead, I'm just going to take this dress that I got for like $3, probably less than that. I think actually it was like half off $3. So it was like $1. And it's a decent amount of fabric, but this is a crushed velvet dress. And I just decided that since we're going to spring and since we're locked inside the house, I won't be wearing it anytime soon. So I'll just turn this into the fabric that I'm going to use for the stool. And as you can see, I already have like a velvet theme going on a little bit. So it should look pretty nice, I'm hoping. So this is how the dress looks. I'll give you a better view. Okay, this is how the dress looks. I'm hiding my feet on purpose. They look horrific. Yeah, this is how the dress looks. I'm going to be cutting it up pretty soon. And yeah, say bye to it. For this project, you're gonna need a few things. So of course you're gonna need some scissors. These are not the best scissors. These are actually not fabric cutting scissors, but I'm going to just like freestyle it and see if they work well enough. So I'm going to be using that to cut up this dress. Pretty much I'm just going to be cutting down the seams so I can have more fabric only on one side so I can stretch it across. It already has like ruching. So we'll see how that works out with like the seams around here, but I'm just going to eyeball it. It's not going to be exact. The next thing that you need for as far as painting the stool is that you're going to need either like some newspaper or something to set down. I'm just going to use this trash bag, spread it out, and then I'll be able to paint the legs. I have these paint brushes. So these are the Handmade Modern foam brushes, solid wood handles. So this is going to be a lot more exact. And I really like the fact that they're foam because sometimes with the actual brush, it can like flick out, but these are just going to be a little bit more concentrated and make sure that I'm getting every bit of that wood leg. And for the paint that I'm going to use, I picked up this gold paint. It is the also from Handmade Modern, the metallic acrylic paint multi-surface. And it says you can use it on wood, glass, ceramic, metal, canvas, paper. It's indoor and outdoor, water-based, non-toxic. It takes 1 hour drying in between coats. And they say you can also use it on glass and ceramic, but first you need to clean it with alcohol. And I originally bought this. It's in the metallic shade 14 karat gold, which is exactly what I want. I originally picked this up because I wanted it to go on a vanity, but I decided to just leave it how it was. So we're going to use it for this today. I hope that it actually turns out metallic because sometimes gold is just really hard. Sometimes it just looks mustard yellow. Sometimes it looks brown. And this one kind of looks like a banana yellow, but we'll see. The last thing that you need is like a really strong glue. I have a few different glues. The first one I'm going to try is this E6000. It's supposed to be really, really good. But we'll see. I have a few other options if it doesn't stay. I'm just going to try to do this with fabric glue, but we'll see if I actually have to like get staples and staple it underneath, which is where this fabric is. It's like a fabric netting underneath, which is I'm just going to try to like wrap the fabric around and do it right there, but we'll see. Seems to be enough room like on the sides of the stool legs to be able to glue the fabric there so I don't have to like cut holes and go that way. So I'm hoping it'll work out. Let's see. This is like not exact at all. I'm sure anyone that's like really into design or that kind of thing, if they're watching, they're like, what are you doing? I'm just gonna start and then I'm just going to tear a little bit and then just keep going. Okay, so we're at this point now where I've cut the fabric and I'm going to see how it stretches over the stool to see if I'm going to be able to glue it correctly. So I'm just going to go around and like pull it to make sure there's enough fabric and see where I still need to trim. Okay, so the glue is not working at all. It's just not tacky. So I'm gonna try to like hammer some nails in here and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so the nails were a fail. So now I've moved on to super glue. We'll see. I might have to go to the store and get some actual fabric glue. We'll see. So this side attached with this glue, but it takes it a while for it to get tacky. So I'm going to put everything in place. I just have this line here. Almost kind of like the same way when you put on your lashes, it takes a while to get tacky. And then I'm going to put this over, put some perfume bottles to hold it in place, and then let it dry. Okay, so what you're looking at right here is the fact that the nails did not work. The glue, which is, I think it was the E6000, that didn't work. Now, it did become sticky over time. And like when that stuff sticks down, it actually sticks down. But for what I'm trying to do, it takes it quite a long time for it to become sticky to where it was just really inefficient for me. And it wasn't the cleanest job for what I wanted for reupholstering. So I'm working with my mom right here, and we are actually going to try the fabric stapling. And I think that's going to be the best route. So stay tuned to see how that is. I actually ripped up everything that I glued because it was on there pretty good. And then we just tied around the legs to get a really good gauge of how much fabric I have and to pull it really tight, because when you use the stapling gun, you want to make sure that everything's really tight and taut. So then you get a really better stapling job. So stay tuned, okay?
That holds it in. You take this right here and you open that part, and the staple go inside of here like that, and you close it up. Snap it. And if the staple will slide out if you don't put this in. Right up in there like that, and I assume that you staple it like this. You just
don't aim it at me.
You press down and nothing.
Don't aim it at yourself.
Nothing came out.
God, don't hurt yourself.
I don't know if I have enough strength to do it. It comes out.
Did it do it?
Yeah, but I gotta have strength.
Let me do it. Okay, so at this point, we are going to place the item on the floor, facing upwards. Everything's still really tight for the knots that we did around the legs. I'm going to just use the staple gun, go around the edges as close to the end as we can, just to make it look really smooth, really tight, really clean, and very professional. And that's what we're going to do around all of the edges. It really helps if you have one person that can pull it tight for you and another person that's going to be using the staple gun. If you don't, then just having it pulled tight in a bow actually really helps. I think it would still came out great that way. And you'll see when we get closer to the end, I did have either she was pulling it a little bit tighter to get a smooth edge, or I was pulling it a little bit tighter to get a smooth edge, while either one of us was using the staple gun. But that's what we're doing at this point, and just keep watching. Right now, you are watching us go around the perimeter. We already have our first set of staples in all around the perimeter. We tried to get as close to the edge as we absolutely could. And now we're cutting off the excess fabric that was tied to that knot below, so then we can see how close we can get to the legs to make sure that we can get it really tight around the legs. That's going to be the hardest part in that circular motion. And then being able to see where we need to go over, and if we missed any spots that are like either coming up, puckling up, or just need to be pulled a little bit tighter. That's what we're doing right now. This is the final product. This is how it looks. Absolutely love it so much. It looks so much better. Oh my God, I love it. I went ahead and clipped the bottom portion off. A few, like this kind of like black stuff came off because it was like glued really bad for when I started off with the glue. But I just did the stapling all around. My mom helped, and we just snipped off the excess, and it looks so freaking amazing. I'm so excited for it. Like, it looks so good. Yay! New stool, who dis?